What's up YouTube, my name's Will, and in today's video I'm going to be doing another subscriber request, so shout out to this guy here right now for requesting it, and it's going to be my workout for how to get the tuck planche. Let's go. So guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure to click that subscribe button and ding dong the notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload, because we lit. Now I'm going to get straight into this workout. So the first thing that I want to mention is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some progressional exercises for the tuck planche, and then explain also a little bit about the technique for the tuck planche as well. The tuck planche is of course a progression for the full planche, so if you want to get the full planche then you want to be doing this. The first thing that I would say is that there is a requirement of strength to be able to do this, although it is a static movement, meaning that we're not contracting either concentrically or eccentrically. There's no movement involved, it is stationary. We do need to have some element of dynamic strength as a baseline before we can attempt this move. So you want to make sure that you could probably do, I'd say 20 to 25 push-ups in a row without stopping, and probably 10 to 15 pike push-ups just for shoulder strength as well, before you even attempt your journey onto getting the tuck planche. So let's move on now to the first progression. Right guys, so the first progression that I'm going to say you want to do to be able to get the tuck planche is actually a planche lean. So this is also a static move, and it's going to be similar to the technique for pseudo planche push-ups, which if you haven't seen my video on that, you will need to watch that in order to understand the technique a bit better for one of the later progressions I'm going to show you. So I'll leave a card up in the corner for you to go check that out, watch that, then come back to this video. But for the planche lean, we're going to get into a push-up position like so, hollow body, tight core, arms about shoulder width apart, and then what we're going to do is turn our hands about 45 degrees outwards, so fingers diagonally away from you this way. And what we're going to do from here, we're going to protract our shoulder blades, so push them apart, and we're going to lean forwards until you feel like you're going to fall over, and you're going to hold it in this position for 10-15 seconds, however long you can do, and then come back, rest, go again, another 10-15 seconds, and then come back, rest. That is going to get you used to that kind of forward position that you're going to need to be in, getting you used to loading the shoulders up as well as the chest. So moving straight on to the next progression for this, we're going to do pseudo planche push-ups. This is a very, very staple move for anybody wanting to get any variation of planche and just wanting to improve their strength in their chest. So we're going to get into that same position again, hands shoulder width apart, hollow body, fingers turned out. We're going to lean forwards, staying in this position, shoulders protracted, and we're going to do a push-up in this position. We're going to go for 10.
Bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progression, it's all that I wanted. The phone and affection, I summon and dub it. Cause bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems.
The further towards your hips that your hands are, the more difficult this is going to be, the more resistance it's going to create. So try and get your hands as close to your hips as you can, while still being able to maintain form and get a decent amount of reps. So that's the first progression and exercise I'm going to give you. Let's move on to another exercise which is going to give you more of the balance kind of part of this move. So this move is going to help you understand where your balance point is, and it's basically almost a tuck planche. It's just a little bit easier to get into this position. There's not as much active contraction, compression involved. It's called the frog stand. This is going to be straight arm strength, so we're not going to bend our arms at all. Hands, same position we'd have for the planche lean or the pseudo planche push-ups. You're going to put your knees where your elbows are, and you're just going to protract your shoulder blades again, push with your shoulders and chest until your feet come off the floor, and this is where you're going to learn the balance point for where your planche is going to be. And that is going to be a very, very useful tool when it comes to doing the full tuck planche. Another tip that I want to say at this point is that all of these exercises require a lot of wrist strength, so make sure you warm up your wrists beforehand. Also, wrist wraps, if you haven't got some, go and get some. Really, really good investment. And also, it'd be helpful to do this on parallettes or dip bars, because then you haven't got this bend in the wrists, you can keep your wrist straight and it will give you better control. So with that being said, we're now going to move over to the dip bars to show you the next progression you're going to want to do. So guys, as I said, this next one we're going to use the dip bars. If you can find some that are higher off the floor, then this is going to make this exercise a lot easier than if you're doing it straight to floor. Most places you can find a calisthenics park. If not, just Google it, there's loads everywhere. We're now actually going to get into the technique of the tuck planche, because this is how you're going to learn it without being able to use that compression. So the tuck planche is actually going to require what is called compression strength. Now what this is basically your ability to bring your legs up and your hips up and bend at the hip. So I can lean forwards as much as I want like this, but unless I have the ability to bring my hips and legs up, I'm not going to be able to get the tuck planche. So what I'll do now is I will show you, overlaying me talking now, an exercise that you can do to improve your compression strength. You want to do this for 10, 15, 20 reps, whatever you can do, 3 sets, and then come back to trying the actual tuck planche. So with that being said, the technique for a tuck planche is going to be much the same as your technique for a planche lean or a pseudo planche push-up. So again, we're going to have protracted shoulder blades, so push them apart. You want to get onto your tippy toes so you can get over your hands. Protract your shoulders. Then what we're going to do is we're going to, with straight arms, push using your chest and shoulders, push against the bars to lift your feet up, so we're in a supported hold. And then what we're going to do is bring our knees up, and then from here we're going to lean forward and lift our hips up into the tuck planche position, come back down, same process again. And you want to repeat that for reps, because at first you're not going to have the strength to be able to hold it in that position for very long. So you want to get your body used to that movement pattern and what you're asking it to do by doing repetitions up to the top. Hold it for 1-2 seconds maximum, come back down, go again, reset, come up, 1 or 2 seconds, back down. And once you've done that quite a few times, then you should be able to start looking at trying to see what your max hold time is and improving that. And then over time you will be able to start creeping your legs out and eventually get the straddle. Another way to improve on your planche strength in general is tuck planche push-ups, but that is going to require a lot of chest and shoulder strength to be able to be in this position and do a push-up whilst maintaining that hip compression. Is quite an advanced skill. But if you can manage to do tuck planche push-ups, then that will also improve your max hold time as well. So if you did enjoy this video and you're going to apply the stuff that I've told you today to your tuck planche training, make sure to drop a like on it. It really helps out the channel. Once again, thank you to this guy for suggesting this video. Make sure you leave your video suggestions in the comments below. I do listen, I do try my best to get through everybody. If you don't want to miss another upload, make sure you click that subscribe button and ding dong the notification bell so you get notified every time that I upload, because we lit. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
I like